This is the 10 Eyewitness News with Glenn Taylor and Marie-Louise Thiel.
Tonight, the leadership crisis in Canberra. Bob Hawke forces Paul Keating's hand for a final showdown.
Live reports from the capital as the drama reaches its climax in just half an hour.
And Compass Airlines fights for its future and its aircraft.
Glenn Taylor is away. Good evening. I'm Jeff Mullins.
And I'm Marie-Louise Thiel. Good evening. Bob Hawke's hold on power is extremely tenuous tonight as he dares his Labor colleagues to dump him. If that happens, it'll be the first time the party has unseated a federal leader in a caucus ballot. The vote is due to get underway within half an hour in the Parliament House caucus room. We cross live now to Canberra and Network 10 Bureau Chief Paul Bongiorno.
The corridors of power are buzzing with the prospect of seeing the end of Australia's most successful Labor leader. The Keating camp is confident of its numbers, but it's been urging Hawke stalwarts during the day to do more than accept the inevitable. They want an overwhelming endorsement for Mr Keating as a springboard for his prime ministership and for Labor's much-needed image rebuilding. Here's how the events of the day unfolded. By this morning, the Keating camp was sure of it. Their man wouldn't be coming to work for much longer in a staffer's small car. Their only problem, how best to bring on a caucus ballot. Keating Lieutenant Laurie Brererton.
I expect we'll spend the morning consulting with colleagues, particularly in the light of the decision of the left yesterday evening to allow a free vote. But other than that, I wouldn't like to make any comment this morning.
Already there was a sense of foreboding for Hawke supporters at the prospect of a Keating win.
The Labor Party's headed for a monumental, catastrophic defeat of Unsworth proportions if he's elected.
And rare agreement with the opposition.
He will divide and destroy the Labor Party. So, if Keating gets up, we will be absolutely delighted.
Despite advice from his closest colleagues, the numbers had ebbed away from him. Bob Hawke arrived with a plan of his own. He went to the caucus meeting at 9 a.m. with a prepared statement.
Prime Minister, what chance do you give of surviving the next 48 hours?
I will tell.
Using his prerogative as leader, he saved Paul Keating from mounting a formal challenge by calling another special caucus meeting for 6:30 p.m. The statement says, "At that meeting I will tender my resignation as leader and offer myself for re-election." And he made provision for a secret ballot.
Are you going to fight on?
Yes.
Mr Hawke's determination to fight on is backed by his family. He sees this course then as the least disruptive for a bitterly divided party. It also saves a bloody battle for other ministerial positions.
No, at this stage it is only the Prime Minister's position. There is no spill of positions.
But Graeme Campbell doesn't feel thwarted by his spill motion being ignored yet again.
I think it's a very sensible decision, yes.
And what do you think the outcome of it will be?
It's very hard to say. So I think it's quite close.
That assessment is also shared by the generals from both camps. At one stage, the numbers were put at 50 for Hawke, 57 for Keating. And despite talk of a clawback, behind the scenes, arrangements for the transition are already underway. In the Parliament, a subdued Bob Hawke refused opposition taunts and invitations to attack Paul Keating. He also revealed his own vulnerability.
The question of who will be leading this party and who will be Prime Minister of Australia will be decided by my party in a ballot at 6:30 this afternoon. I can't speak with certainty about the outcome of that ballot. But
Mr Keating's only statement today, he will be nominating. And from the opposition, a foretaste of what he can expect if he wins.
Speaker, it is now known around this House that at 6:30 the final crunch will come inside the government, and I want the House and the Australian people to know that the man they're about to install will resume his destroy the Australian economy.
Paul Bongiorno, 10 Eyewitness News.
Well, the feeling is that Paul Keating will win. It's always very dangerous to write off Bob Hawke, but his supporters are very pessimistic tonight, Steve. The Keating people claim 59 solid votes, and that's enough to give them a solid victory. The Hawke people are not really disputing that.
Laurie, do you expect the meeting to be a long one? Do we have any idea how long it'll take?
Well, we can make a guess. The Prime Minister was planning to make only a short statement to the caucus meeting before the vote. After that, they would call for nominations, prepare ballot papers. That would take about 10 minutes, and then the returning officer, Senator Jim, would go.
question of who will be leading this party and who will be Prime Minister of Australia will be decided by my party in a ballot at 6:30 this afternoon. Time will tell.
What chance do you give yourself? What odds?
Time will tell.
And like Bob Hawke, we're waiting for time to tell, with caucus still thrashing out the leadership. Good evening, Richard Moorcroft with this special national edition of ABC News. Tonight, the showdown Labor had to have. Anchoring our coverage from Canberra, political correspondent
Exactly right.
Jim
We have it from other sources, though, that the numbers are 56-51, that's 107, 3 are absent, Gareth Evans and 2 other backbenchers.
Thank you very much, Paul Bongiorno. I'm sure the official announcement will be made shortly and we'll cross back to you at Parliament House in Canberra.
Good evening.
If that's the case, Paul Keating will finally have made it into the lodge, and Bob Hawke, after 9 years, 9 very successful years as Labor Prime Minister, the most successful Labor Prime Minister ever, will be on his way out. But for now, that's all.
And we cross live to Paul Bongiorno at Parliament House, Canberra. Paul, there's some action, we understand.
There is now. Senator Jim McKiernan, the caucus returning officer, is coming down to make the official announcement.
Parliamentary Labour Party have just elected a new leader and consequently a new Prime Minister of Australia. Paul Keating polled 5 votes ahead of Bob Hawke, 56-51. Thank you very much.
What did Keating say to caucus, Senator?
McKiernan, the caucus returning officer, has come out and officially announced the result that we brought you a few minutes ago. 56 votes to Keating, 51 votes to Hawke. We now have a new parliamentary leader of the Labor Party and therefore a new Prime Minister.
Paul Bongiorno, John Kerin, got anything to say? No.
John Kerin, a disappointed man. He stuck with Hawke right through. He walked through. George Gear is a Keating supporter.
Always saddened by the process.
I think, as Paul, everyone's Christmas wish was that this leadership crisis would be solved. Would you say that was the feeling in Labor ranks?
Well, that's right. The caucus members are coming away. There is a sadness right across caucus, even for those who were signalling that they were going to vote for Mr Keating, that they didn't want the Hawke era to end in this way. Their most successful Prime Minister, they would have preferred for him to have seen when it was time to go. He thought otherwise. Now they've had to chop him down.
Is there a smile there on those faces, Paul, or not? Are they Hawke or Keating supporters?
Yes, both men indicated that they would be Keating supporters.
Graeme Campbell on the left, right?
And Andrew Theophanous from the left from Victoria. So we're sticking with this live as we see. Frank Walker and Peter Duncan, both from the left, both Keating supporters.
You must be happy with the result?
What difference will this make, Mr West?
Stewart West.
I think we now have to get back to the restoration of a growth economy and a jobs growth economy, and it's Mr Keating's evening. But I think we should all remember the 9 years of dedicated service that Mr Hawke has given to Australia.
Stewart West from the New South Wales left, a Keating supporter.
We're staying with you, Paul.
Yes, well, here we have a left-winger from Queensland, Keith Wright, a Hawke supporter.
Going to take this result?
Well, I'm sure they'll support the Labor Party.
But not the leader?
Enigmatic remark there, Paul.
Yeah. Mrs Darling, a Hawke supporter.
I think Bob Hawke has done great things for Australia over the years.
So as we can expect, those who were supporting Hawke, and there were 51 of them, and Mrs Darling, very disappointed, but saying that the democratic process has worked. It's now up for the Labor Party, of course, to get behind the new leader, Paul Keating. And there we see Manny. Paul Keating is emerging from the caucus room, the new leader of the party and Australia's new Prime Minister. I think we should stick with him and see if he comes down to the camera. We are expecting a news conference from him, of course, later in the evening.
Yes, Paul, we are staying with you.
So Mr Keating, surrounded by his closest supporters, people have been with him since June. Ros Kelly, Environment Minister on the left, Rosemary Crowley from the centre-left on the Crowley on the right.
How do you feel?
Well, it's a great honour to be elected leader of the Labor Party. It's a very humbling experience, and I feel the poignancy of the moment.
What do you have to say to Mr Hawke now, Mr Keating, after 8 years?
I thank him most sincerely.
poignancy of the moment. That's what Prime Minister Keating had to say, and he thanked Mr Hawke most sincerely. As I'm saying, we are expecting a full news conference a little later in the evening. We'll just see if there's Bob Hawke emerging. Mr Howe, Deputy Prime Minister, coming down the corridor.
Will you stay on as Deputy, Mr Howe?
OK. All right, well, there we have to leave our live coverage. We'll keep with developments as they develop through the night. And, of course, we'll have a full wrap-up in our late news at around 10:30.
Thank you very much, Paul Bongiorno in Canberra, live from Parliament House. Australia has a new Prime Minister, Paul Keating, beating Bob Hawke in a ballot. 56 to 51 votes. We'll have a full summary of this in 10's second edition news tonight at 10:30. If there is a Keating press conference earlier and we have a chance to cross to it, I'm certain we will. Join us then for the news.